This is a short brain stimulating flow. So this isn't going to be a particularly physical workout. This is more to get your brain working, get things firing, get you ready to go for the day, wake things up a bit. So if you're wanting something more physical, then choose another video. This is a short one. We're going to start off sitting. I haven't even particularly got my workout clothes on, just got some stretchy jeans and a t-shirt. So as long as you can move in your clothes, it doesn't really matter. We're not going to be working up much of a sweat here. I just have my chair and I'm in my kitchen. I haven't even got a mat. So this is level 1 of 3 different brain flows that we're going to be doing, and this is really focused around just waking things up. So see how it feels for you. We're going to start off, just close your eyes for a moment, just settle. Notice your breath. See if you can just calm your breath a little so you've got an equal inhale and an exhale. And we're going to bring one hand to our heart and just give ourselves a little heart rub, just gently stimulating through that heart center, waking things up. And we're going to move this little rub across to our shoulder, waking up our shoulder, getting all those little sensors in our skin firing, and rub down that arm and all the way down to the forearm, to the fingers, on the inside of the arm, under the arm, coming all the way back up, and then taking it across to the other side. There's kind of medium vigor in it. Just creating that little bit of energy. Crossing one arm over to the other side, so getting our brain firing. And then coming back to center, just pausing to notice how even that little bit of movement can bring different sensations to your body. And we're going to take a bumblebee breath here. So we're going to inhale through our nose, trying to keep that inhale nice, gentle draw in each time. And then we're going to hum to the end of our exhale. And try and do that 2 more times with your eyes closed. Trying to focus on feeling those sensations as they draw through your body. Pausing, fluttering, open your eyes. We're going to take some little shoulder rolls. And we're going to do one rolling back and then the other rolling back, working side to side. I'm going to build in our arms and have our palms kind of facing each other as we do this little stretch away, slightly crossing over to one side and then the other, both hands rolling it in towards us. And then try taking it in the other direction. Hands are rolling away from us and then bringing them back in towards us. Maybe you can bring it a little bit faster. And then roll them away again, a little bit slower. And then a little bit faster, rolling away again. And then roll them back in a little slower. And bringing our arms down. Again, taking any little rolls or any movements that might feel good at any time. We're going to bring our thumbs out nice and wide. Mine are going to come wide in the screen, but maybe I'll just keep them inside for demo. So just check with your head in the middle. Can you look to one side and see one thumb? Can you look to the side and see the other thumb? Check they're in that range. They're not too wide or too narrow. And we're just going to look from side to side. So keeping your head completely still, looking to one thumb and then the other. So your eyes are the only thing that are moving here. Moving those eyes backwards and forwards and seeing if you can notice some of the details of your thumbs as you do this. Pause and bringing those thumbs down. A little shake out of your hands, and then we're going to bring one thumb up, one thumb down, and try and keep them kind of equal distance with your nose in the middle. Looking up at one thumb, head stays still, and down at the other. Looking up and down, up and down. So it's just this flicking eye movement. These are your saccades that flick between one point and another, and then coming back to center, again shaking out anything that needs to shake out. And we're going to bring one thumb high to one side and one thumb low to the other side. Same thing, a little diagonal movement, nose in the middle, so tempting to look up at that thumb, looking up and down, up and down. Eyes are the only thing that's moving. Just noticing if your nose wants to move as well, trying to keep that under control. No cheating here. Can you spot those little details on your thumbs? If they're feeling too wide, draw them back in towards each other just a little bit. Bringing that one down. And we're going to swap over to the other side. Same thing, one high, one low, nose kind of in the middle. And then looking up at one and down at the other. And you'll have to excuse me if I revert to some funny faces while I do these, or if I look terribly, terribly serious, which my face has a tendency to do. Bringing that down. And now there's an exercise that I prefer not to do on camera. I'm going to look a bit silly, but just be grateful that you're doing this in your own home. We're going to stick our tongues out. It's going to be really hard for me to talk while I do this, so bear with me. I'm going to stick our tongue out, and we're going to move our tongue to the left and to the right. Taking it side to side, a bit of face yoga, as well as a bit of brain yoga. And that's hopefully feels pretty easy. So we're going to try bringing in our eyes so they look in the opposite direction to how the tongue is moving. So the tongue sticks out to the left. Eyes move to the right and then cross over the other way. I'm going to stop doing it because I imagine there's nothing quite so horrific as watching someone stick out their tongue on camera, but you continue with it. And then when you feel like your tongue has had plenty of exercise, we're going to stop there. Okay, we're going to bring our arms out nice and wide, a little lift of the chest. And then wrapping our right arm over our left. Give ourselves a little rub of the shoulders. Again, trying to really wake up all those sensors our skin. Tell them we're here. And let your shoulders settle down a little. And we're going to take some cat-cows in this position. So just rounding through your spine. And then lifting up. Gaze lifts, spine lifts. Rounding through your spine. Lifting up. Moving with your breath through this. Feeling the movement all the way through your spine, from your tailbone up to your neck. And then opening up, bringing our eagle wings out wide, lift of the chest. And then we're going to cross left arm over right. And give ourselves a little rub of the shoulders, settling your shoulders down. And this time we're going to pretend like our torso is a bit of a teapot. So we're going to tip that teapot just the top of the spine, leaning over to one side and coming back to the middle, tipping and back, tipping and back. And then taking it over to the other side. And bringing your hands out in front. We're going to take some stars with our hands, so making fists. And then spreading our fingers wide, making fists, spreading our fingers wide, and seeing if you can do that a few times. And then pausing, doing one, then the other. And then we're going to do some both hands together, so you can get a bit faster. How fast can you go with that? Without it feeling like you lose that definition of movement. And then pausing, one, then the other. How fast can you go? Then we're going to cross our hands over, both together, then apart. Can you get a bit faster? And then doing one, then the other. Can you get a bit faster? Good, and shake it out. Bring our hands in front again. We're going to think about making like little figures of 8 or infinity symbols with our wrists, but think about our thumb leading, so taking it up through one loop and then the other. Taking it up, thumb leads, there you go, and then the other. Thumbs come round and then to the middle. Thumb comes round and then to the middle. Sometimes it just takes your brain a moment to tweak what you're asking it to do. And always, when you do a movement that's new or different to you, those pathways aren't there yet. Your brain doesn't know what it should be doing. It doesn't have those pathways to show, to tune up, to really coordinate that brain and body movement. So don't expect to be brilliant at everything on your first time. It takes a while to build up those pathways, to find a fluidity of movement for your brain to know what you're asking it to do. And just pausing there. We're going to come up to standing. This is just a brief one in standing, so just pressing your chair away or coming behind the chair. And we're just going to take some little flops of our hands, little bounce with our knees, and just try and be as floppy as you can, so make your shoulders feel heavy. Take it across to one side, take it across to the other, maybe one side and the other. Try and keep everything as loose and as swingy as you can. Forward and back with your hands. Everything waking up. Really loose. And just pausing. Just noticing what you can feel happening in your body. Any warmth, any tingling, any movements. And going to come back down, sit in our chair again. Come back to our hands. And with our right hand, we're going to pinch finger to thumb. And then move across to the next finger. And the next finger. And the next finger. And go back the other way. Then we're going to do it on our left hand. Working your way across the fingers, finger to thumb pinching. Then we're going to do both hands together. All the way across the little finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger. And then see if you can speed it up. Gets a bit more twitchy when I try and go a bit faster. And this is a good one to do because you can sneakily do this wherever you are. You could do this walking along the street. And pausing, coming back onto your chair. If you've moved away from the back of it, warming up your palms, trying to create a bit of friction, a bit of heat. And we're just going to bring those palms over our eyes and just block out all light for a moment. Just giving your brain a chance to do something other than process the visual. Maybe you can tune in to a noise that's in your environment. Try to pick just one noise and keep your focus on it. Eyes soft or closed, we're going to really slowly draw our hands down and away from our eyes, keeping our eyes closed. Let your hands just come down to rest on your thighs, trying to keep your attention on that noise that you could hear. Bringing attention to your breath. Noticing how this feels. How does the air feel when it enters your nose, when it leaves your nose? Are you breathing through your nose at all? Maybe you're feeling a bit bunged up and needing to breathe through your mouth. But breathe through your nose if you can. Are the inhales or the exhales longer? How is your body moving as you breathe? How is the connection with your chair changing as you breathe? What can you feel in your body? Is there anything that needs a little bit of movement? A little wiggle? there anything that you can feel, that you can sense happening deeper in our body? Maybe a tingling, a warmth, a heartbeat. What can you feel? Keep your attention on just one sensation. And just starting to take any movements that might feel right, any wiggles of the fingers, of the toes. Maybe a nice big stretch. Maybe a roll of the shoulders. Fluttering, open your eyes. And there we have it, level 1. Do this a few times. Once it feels like it's easy for you, that you could do it every day without any problems at all, carry on to the next video and just keep on ramping up your own challenges in it. There's lots of ways to bring cognitive challenge to your daily life, just trying to do things in slightly different ways. Getting out of those habits is a really good one. Things like practicing doing things with your non-dominant hand is always a really big challenge. Starting off with things like writing, for me was initially impossible, but now I can do a little bit without it looking awful. Brushing your teeth always feels a bit odd, but once your brain starts getting used to it, you start building those pathways, it gets easier. Who would have known? And that just helps bring a bit of resilience, a bit of stimulation into your daily activity.